Hello, and welcome to today's episode. I'm Alex, and I'm so glad you're here. If you're listening to this right now, it means you're taking time to improve yourself and your English skills, and that's something to be proud of. Every step you take is an important one, and I'm here to help you on this journey. Learning English, or any new skill, isn't always easy, but with patience, consistency, and small actions every day, you'll start to see progress. So I want to encourage you to keep going. Don't give up, even if some days are harder than others. Just keep taking small steps, and before you know it, you'll have made great progress. In today's episode, we're going to talk about something really powerful, the idea of making small changes. You may have heard that big changes or big efforts are needed to see results. But that's not always true. Small, everyday actions can have a huge impact on your progress. Small changes, when done consistently, can add up to something much bigger than you might expect. Let's talk about how this can work for you and your English learning journey. When we think about learning a new language like English, it's easy to feel like we need to do everything all at once. Maybe we feel like we have to know all the grammar rules perfectly, speak fluently, or understand everything we hear. But the truth is, learning is a process, and progress doesn't happen overnight. It happens little by little, with small, consistent actions. Let's break it down and see how this works in practice. Think about a time when you've learned something new. It could be a skill, a hobby, or even a sport. Did you start by trying to do everything perfectly from the beginning? Probably not. You likely started with small steps. Maybe you practiced a little each day, or you tried something new, even if it was challenging at first. And over time, you got better, didn't you? It's the same with learning English. Instead of focusing on everything you need to learn, think about what small step you can take today to improve. For example, let's say you want to get better at speaking English. You might think, I need to speak perfectly, I need to know all the vocabulary, I need to understand every grammar rule. But that's a lot to take on at once, right? It's overwhelming. Instead of trying to do everything at once, what if you focus on one small thing? Let's say you decide to practice speaking for 10 minutes every day. Just 10 minutes. That might sound simple, but here's what happens. After a week, you will have spent 70 minutes practicing. After a month, that's over 4 hours of speaking practice. And by then, you'll feel more confident and comfortable with speaking. Little by little, your speaking skills will improve, and you'll begin to notice the difference. It's the same with learning new vocabulary. Often, we think we have to memorize dozens of words in one sitting, but that's not how language learning works best. What if you chose to learn 5 new words every day? That's not too hard, right? 5 words is easy to remember, and it's a manageable goal. By the end of the week, you'll know 35 new words. In a month, that's 150 words. And if you keep learning just 5 words every day, imagine how many words you will know by the end of the year. Small steps like this can have a huge impact on your vocabulary over time. The key here is consistency. The reason small changes are so powerful is because of how they build up over time. You don't need to do everything at once. You just need to keep doing something, even if it's small, every single day. Imagine that you're building a wall, one brick at a time. Each small action is like a brick that adds to your progress. Over time, those small actions will create something big and meaningful. Another example is reading. Many learners say they want to read books in English but feel that it's too difficult. Reading in a new language can be challenging, especially at first. But don't worry, you don't have to read an entire book in one day. What if you just started by reading one page every day? It might seem like a small amount, but think about how much you'll read in a month. You'll have finished a book. And the more you read, the easier it becomes, and the more you learn. Small steps lead to big progress. When it comes to learning English or anything in life, it's easy to get discouraged. Sometimes we feel like we're not improving fast enough, or we compare ourselves to others. But the truth is, progress is often quiet. You might not see huge changes every day, but that doesn't mean you're not improving. Small steps, done consistently, will lead to big changes over time. So instead of worrying about how fast you're improving, focus on the small steps you're taking. Celebrate each small victory, whether it's learning a new word, having a short conversation, or understanding something you didn't understand before. Every little step counts. Another important thing to remember is that mistakes are part of the process. We often try to avoid mistakes because we think they mean we're failing. But actually, mistakes are a sign that you're trying. They're a sign that you're pushing yourself to do something new and challenging. And that's a great thing. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. Embrace them as part of your learning journey. When you make a mistake, think about what you can learn from it. What can you do differently next time? Mistakes are simply opportunities to improve. Now, let's talk about the importance of patience. Patience is one of the most important qualities for a language learner. Learning English doesn't happen overnight, and it's okay to take your time. Sometimes we want to see quick results. But the truth is, learning a language is a marathon, not a sprint. Be patient with yourself. Trust the process. Small, consistent actions lead to big changes, and the more patient you are, the more you'll enjoy the journey. The key is to keep moving forward, even when it feels slow. Over time, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. Before we finish today's episode, I want you to think about your own English learning journey. What small change can you make today that will help you improve? Maybe it's deciding to practice speaking for 10 minutes a day. Maybe it's listening to an English podcast for 15 minutes while you're walking or doing another task. Maybe it's reading one page of a book in English. Whatever it is, make it a small, simple goal that you can do every day. The important thing is consistency. When you take small steps every day, those steps will add up, and you will start to see progress. Thank you so much for listening today. I hope this episode has inspired you to keep going and to focus on the small steps you can take every day. Remember, small changes lead to big results. Be patient with yourself. Celebrate your progress, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. You are making progress every day, even if you don't always see it right away. Keep going, and I'll be here to support you along the way. I'm proud of you for continuing to learn and grow. Keep it up, and I'll see you in the next episode.